So guys, what's up? So you want a motorcycle and you're nervous. Well, welcome to the club. I was also very nervous. I've been riding for less than a month now. We're coming up on the month in 5 days. And boy, oh boy, have I learned a lot. This isn't going to be a video of me preaching, or at least it might, just so you know, it's coming from a very loving place. I just want to talk to you guys about things that you should definitely know before you start riding. Some of this may be a little rehashed from some other videos, and some of it may be new. It's up to what you've watched. But if you found this video, then you'll probably be doing the smart thing by researching about what you're about to do. Because let me tell you, it's the best thing I have ever decided to purchase. So a little background about me real quick. First of all, hello, welcome to the channel. I am Project Radium. I'm so glad you are here with me today watching my content. You could be watching literally anyone else, yet you are here with me. So thank you so much. It means literally the world to me. Goals of these videos, if I can help one person, it was worth making. 8,500 miles, let's go. But I did not have a bike before this, kinda. I had a dirt bike when I was, I think, 10, maybe a little older. I was scared of riding it, so I didn't. I rode it a couple times. So, for all intents and purposes, this is my first motorcycle I have bought. This is my first bike. I've only been riding for 4 weeks, maybe a little less. No, about 4 weeks. So, it's scary, right? And first of all, if you have been on the channel, yep, I have a mic and a helmet, and I do have a new mount. I hope you guys like it. I have a new field of view as well, so tell me if you guys enjoy the new view for the camera. But let's get into this. You want a motorcycle, what do you expect? So first of all, I want to talk about it's an amazing, amazing thing. Remember to be safe. And if people in your life don't want you to do it and you are younger, you live at home, obey their wishes until you're old enough to go out on your own or maybe make some sort of presentation. Otherwise, let's get into number one on the list, which is just how fast bikes are. I know this is said across the community a lot, but bikes are very quick. Again, let's take this into consideration. I'm taking this in the lens that you are a new rider. You've never had a bike before. This is going to be your first bike. Congratulations. This is a 2022 Yamaha R3, meaning it is a 300cc bike. Technically, it is 321 cc's. It is a parallel twin, so it is a two-cylinder in a line formation. So kind of like your Honda motors that are inline fours, except it's cut in half. There's two of them. Really short stroke, so it can rev pretty high. This bike revs to 12,500 RPMs. But it only has 321 cc's. It's not a 600, which are rockets. It's not a 1,000 cc, which is a leader bike. This is a 300 cc bike. A lot of people online, on videos, on Instagram, everywhere, will clown on 300 bikes, saying they're too slow. Why do you get the slow bike? So in their eyes, in terms of biker to biker, comparing this bike to an R6 or an R1 or some crazy quick bikes, yes, this is a slow bike for sure. And when other bikes talk about it, that's from the lens they're talking about. If not, if they've never rode a bike at all and they're saying that it's slow, they're idiots and they don't know what they're talking about, so don't listen to them. This bike, an R3, a stock R3, this is not a stock one either, but a stock R3 goes 0 to 60 miles an hour in about 5 seconds. Some people do 5.2, one I've seen got to 4.9, it's just around 5 seconds. And that's for a completely stock one. This one's pushing a little more power, but anyway, because this bike has, the stock R3 has 42 horsepower, and I think it's around 22 foot-pounds of torque. And of course, you lose a little bit of that power when you hit it to the wheel. But it only weighs 368 pounds wet and ready to ride, with fuel, with oil, and all that. That's light. Power to weight is where bikes come in clutch. Again, 5 seconds 0 to 60. In order for you to go sub 5 seconds or sub 5 seconds on a car, it takes a good amount of money. My SI Civic and my Fiesta don't hit 0 to 60 that quick. I think the Fiesta is pretty close. It might be at 5, but again, you're spending a lot more money. I got my Fiesta for $10,000, and that was a good deal. Bang for your buck is nothing better than a motorcycle. So do not be turned off when people say they're slow. In person, with not being my friends, you know, your friends will make fun of you all day long, but with just random people, no one cares that you have a 300cc bike. No one. They just see a bike and they think it's cool. Or people like them looking at you on the bike just see the bike and thinks it's cool. No one cares that it's a 300, all right? So get that out of your head. You're so close to the ground. Looking down at the ground when you're driving is a scary thing to do. You're so close. They are very quick. You got the wind on you. You got cars all around you. No seat belts. It's scary. They are fast, and even on a non-fast bike, they feel fast. So let's get that through your head right now. Second thing I wish I knew about: slow speed and control. And again, if you watch like Dan the Fireman or Moto Jitsu, all these really great guys, Skyroom, I think, he just bought the new ZX-10R. He had the Gixxer 1000, but he's great too. All these guys talk about practice, and it's so true. When I first brought this bike home, I was so scared. And, you know, for good reason. I didn't know what I was doing very much, but I was very scared. About 4 or 5 days later, almost a week later, I brought it out for my second ride, because it was raining that whole week, and I didn't want to ride in the rain. I went down to my local town nearby, and I just drove around. I have it on video. I have the video on my channel. That was the first video I did of the R3. And I gained so much confidence doing that than I did on the whole ride home. Low speed, it gives you bonding time with the bike. It gives you control. When you're riding the bike, you want to be in control. You don't want it to be controlling you. You want to know every little move this little bastard does, or it's in control of you, and that's when you're in danger. So that's all I got to say about that. Practice. If you have slow speed down, like you could comfortably do slow speed maneuvers, everything else is easier. Because you understand the bike, you'll understand its balance, what it wants to do, how it wants to stand up. It makes it so much easier. It's like a bonding with your bike. It's awesome. It's an awesome thing. Coming in next, at number 3, we got is wind. Wind is single-handedly the thing that scared me the most when I first started riding. I've heard it been talked about. I've heard it was talked about before. But wind scared me like nothing else. When you get a crosswind on you, which means it's coming to your left or to your right, trying to blow your bike over, that was the scariest thing for me. And it's still probably the scariest thing for me. The wind is scary. And there's not much you could really, you could slow down. You can see right there, there's a crosswind right now. I just have to relax. Do this if you gotta, just relax. Don't grip your handlebars. Don't go into a panic grip. Relax. Kind of counter steer against it a little bit. Be careful, because if the wind stops, you'll go in that direction. So just be easy, relax, and it'll be okay. If you generally have to, slow down. If it's still terrible or you're impeding traffic, pull over. Nothing is worth your life ever. Okay, I don't care if you're late for work, anything like that. If you feel you're in danger, pull over. It's not worth it. Like, what are you trying to prove? You're not in a 24-hour endurance race. There's nothing for you to prove. Just pull over if you really feel that in danger. But wind you will get used to. You know, just relax. Don't do what I did. When I first got caught in my first windstorm, on the way home, I freaked out, I got tense, and it got real nerve-wracking. Don't do that. That's quite literally the opposite of what you want to do. So wind, take it easy, chill out. Everything will be okay, I promise. Number 4, traffic. Now this one was a big worry for me when it should never have been that scary. Because to be honest, it really wasn't that bad. But there is something, man, that would have peaked the mic, sorry guys. But there is something you need to know about traffic. They're not all out to kill you. I mean, it's just true. No, it's not like cars are out there on a revenge mission to try to kill all bikers. Most biker crashes happen themselves. Meaning, oops, cars, it wasn't a car's fault, it was our fault. There's a bike up here. But that doesn't mean they do dumb things, but that's what I mean. You got to be aware of traffic at all times. Be scanning the horizon all the time. Be aware. But at the same time, don't be so scared. Because here's how I like to think of riding a bike. How, in my opinion, this is not backed by any science or anything, but to me, how I see most crashes on bikes, it falls into 2 categories, and it's kind of ironic how it works. Fear on one end of the spectrum, and ego on the other side. They almost go hand in hand. If you're too scared and too freaked out, you're going to crash. You're very tense. You're probably looking straight ahead. You're not leaning with the bike. All this. It's just fear. And you're going to crash. You're going to object fixate, or someone's going to pull in front of you. You can't react because you're like a board. That's not going to do you any favors. And at the same time, ego is, dare I say, a worse killer. The people that have no fear, they think they can conquer it, you know. They got something to prove. They got a big chip on their shoulder that they believe, you know, I'm better than everyone. I got this. But from my perspective, the people looking at this video, you're probably not that one, which means you're a smart rider. In my eyes, I feel there's a fine line. You got to be confident. You can't be terrified. And you can't be overly confident. You can't have a chip on your shoulder. You can't have a big ego. But you can't be petrified either. You're going to get hurt. There's a fine line of confidence and fear. For example, I'm pretty confident right now. I'm getting pretty good confidence. I went in Portland stop-and-go traffic the other day. But I was scared. Because that's a big thing, you know? Yep, so we got gas. $12. $12 Oh, hold on. Gotta close this. 12 buckaroons, boys. That's it. How crazy, man. How crazy. First of all, I do gotta apologize if the audio is a little jacked up. Really trying to figure this thing out. So if it is a little weird, I apologize. It's the first video where I actually have in-helmet stuff. And then I got the chin mount going on, which I really love, by the way. What a hot bike. Really, guys, that's about it, except the last thing I'm going to talk about. So I guess that's not all it, I guess, right? Hey, that's it, except the thing I'm going to talk about. Let's reset that. Perfect. It is so hot. That's why I'm out of breath. It's funny, it doesn't look like it's super hot out, but boy, is it. We made it 132 miles, and we still had a little bit over a gallon left in the tank. This fuel gauge is such a liar. So before my camera dies or I run out of storage, let me give you the last thing on my list. Things you should know before you start riding. Money. And I know this is the forbidden thing, but I don't know about you guys. Obviously, everyone's scenario is different. But for me, I don't got a lot of it. I really don't. It took me a long time to save up for this bike. I was actually saving up for this bike before I bought the Fiesta, actually. So it's been a long time coming. But money, it's a big commitment to get into bikes. Like there's no getting around it. It's a very big commitment to get into this sport, this hobby, whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to say this hard bit of truth. It's expensive to keep it going. It's going to get probably more expensive. I don't know that lady. She waved at me or someone else. This is a bad scenario. Hey guys, learn from me. Don't do this. I'm gonna stick my head over here so he knows there's a bike behind him. But yeah, I'm gonna say it. It's probably gonna get more expensive as time goes on. If you are telling yourself, I'm getting a bike to save money. It'll be cheap to maintain. It'll be cheap to get gas. Cheap to do this stuff. Yeah, okay. No, not really. I guess if you're truly in it for that, now if you're using that as a bargaining chip for a parent or a spouse, sure, that might work to get into it. But you might have to sell it afterwards when they figure out, you were lying. Because the thing is, the barrier of entry is high. If you're in it to really save money on gas and bills and stuff like that, get a Prius. Get a Insight. Get an old Geo Metro, a Camry. Heck, even an electric vehicle, as much as that hurts to say. There's some cheap ones now. Maybe not that one, but you know what I'm trying to say. All right. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. But you're lying. The barrier of entry on bikes is huge. You got your gear, which, by the way, guys, get all your gear. Don't be like an idiot like me. Like, I have jeans on. Everything else is good. But my jeans, don't do that. Make sure you get all your gear first. Don't be dumb. So, do as I say, not as I do. But get all your gear, man. It's for your own good, man. So that's at least $1,000. So there's at least $1,000 as your gear, probably more. I've spent about $600-700 on the gear I have, and I don't have my pants and my shoes. You know, your body is your temple. I would spend money on it. You know, you don't want to become a skin graft on the road, like one of those therapists blotch charts, but you don't want that, but that's your skin. I like keeping the skin on my body. So vest in good gear, man. And your melon, that's what keeps you alive, you know. The thing that you think from, that's in your helmet. So I would wear one, a good one. Don't cheap out on it. Make sure it has the proper ratings on the back. It's comfortable, it fits correctly, and for gosh sake, guys, strap your damn helmet. Like, how many people don't strap your helmet? Like, I get it if you forgot it, but there's some people that just never strap their helmet, and it's so frustrating. So you got your gear, and then you got the bike, which of course is which is probably your biggest one. You got your classes, your MSF or whatever is around your area. You got your permit. You got, when you actually take the class and you pass, hopefully you pass, you don't have to pay for it again. You got your the money to actually get your license, because it's another fee to get it in your hand. Because after the class is done, they don't just hand you the license. They kind of just be like, cool, here's your certificate, now go buy your license, kind of thing, right? You got your insurance for your bike, which do not count that wrong. Don't budget for everything and then decide, yeah, but I don't have to look at the insurance. And then suddenly you're over budget and you're like, well, crap, that's bad. And then you got oil changes, you know, fuel, brakes, tires, chain lube, chain cleaner, chain brush, all this random maintenance that you would not think of. And then lastly, upgrading. That's what I mean by you are kidding yourself. Sure, if you are truly the person, now you got to do some soul searching. I can't tell you what you are, because obviously you know you, I don't know you. You got to do some real soul searching here. Figure out, am I getting one bike, or do I like a bunch of bikes? For sure, if you get a gas zipper and you truly just want one bike, that's it. Sure, you'll save money over time. You'll make that money back. But dang it, guys, it's not going to work like that. I've been riding a month, already looking at future bikes I want. I'm not buying them right now, but I'm like, man, that would be cool. Ooh, that would be cool. It's a never-ending cycle. It's an addiction. It's truly an addiction. And it might truly be a mental illness, too. I'm going to look those definitions up, put them on the screen. You know you better than me, so tell me. Is it going to be an addiction? Is it going to be a mental illness? Well, it probably is for me, I'll tell you what. And it's the happiest I've been in a long time. So I'm welcome to have this mental illness. If it means an empty wallet, I'll take it. So, I mean, with that being said, guys, I don't got much more to say at the very moment. I could speak for longer, but you guys are probably bored already. And I don't know how much longer I have on this SD card. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope the audio came out all right. If it's a little funky, I'll figure it out for the next video. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed. Hit that like, hit that subscribe for more content on the R3. I got a review coming out for it, I hope soon, maybe. Because again, that 1 month is coming. So hopefully I can have that coming very, very soon. So guys, I'll see you guys later. Peace out.